Are we live? Yes, I think we're live. What's going on? Yeah. Hello, everyone. Morning, Tabitha. How you doing?
Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys all had a phenomenal long weekend. Feels like a really bad Monday going back to work on Tuesday, I must say.
Jeez, yeah, it's like everything compresses into one day, and I'm really, really angry about that. And that's the topic of conversation this morning. Just so much coming down at us at one point, at one
Mm,
moment in time. It's just a bit excruciating, to be honest. And a lot of anger as
mm.
well, Tabitha. We had an awesome meeting this morning. We spoke about anger. That was the topic. What stood out for you in this meeting this morning, Tabitha?
I think the biggest thing that stood out for me is, when you work in something or like you started a diet or you started going to the gym, right? And you're doing it really well and everything seems to be going on track. And then all of a sudden life just throws you a massive curveball. And then you need to respond better, right? You know you can do better. You know that you've heard this in the lesson. You know people have told you how to handle yourself better. But then everything just comes tumbling down and you react in a total opposite way that you didn't want to react. And then what happens is that doubt comes into your heart and you're just like, oh my word, I know I could have done better. I know I should have responded better to the circumstance, but I never. So why am I working the program? So you know what? This is pointless. This is horrible. I'm not worth it. And then people start to withdraw. And I think that that's the biggest mistake we make as people. At the end of the day, reprogramming yourself or habits, it doesn't just change with the first incident of conflict or emotions that go wrong, but it's about, I think the biggest thing is about identifying, oh my word, I messed up. I know I could have done better. So when this thing comes again at me, how am I going to deal with that? And one of the ladies this morning, who's a phenomenal lady, I mean, I love listening to her advice and her story. She's just incredible. She's just, I don't actually have the right word for her. She's just phenomenal. And she had this incident this weekend where she's helping so many people. She's walking the walk. She's reaching out and she's come so far in the last year. But I think this weekend, like a huge test was thrown in front of her. And unfortunately, she didn't handle the situation exactly how she wanted to. And then today just felt like, sure, like have I actually learned anything? I've been doing this for a year and I failed myself. And in a way you feel so heartbroken and devastated because you know that you could have done better. But I just felt at the end of the day, the fact that she could identify it and that she showed up this morning just shows that the program is working and that her hard work has not gone to fail because she could identify it. Yes, it's hard to have to pick up those pieces now because a lot of things have been said and done because that's what anger does, right? You say things that you don't mean, that you don't necessarily, want to express in that moment. But the fact that she showed up again today and could say, Kenneth, Tabitha, ladies, oh, this weekend I messed up big time. But the fact that she showed up for me just shows that she's able to identify those characteristics that she still needs to work on. And often
Mm.
Bev shared with us that if something bad happens in our lives, that, if God is revealing it, it means it still needs to be healed. So I often remind myself about that. If I feel like I'm failing in the area, it means God's revealing something I still need healing on.
Yes, that's very, very, very powerful. Yeah, and even in her situation, and something someone else said this morning that also shared, I mean, that one lady, she talked about, like in her situation, her husband cheated on her, and she felt extremely angry and disrespected,
Mm,
in that situation. And I can imagine, she said she discovered that there has been power a power imbalance throughout the entire
mm,
relationship. Like he
mm,
withheld stuff from her. She didn't know that he had the sex addiction issues and pornography addiction, and through that, she was on the back foot because
yeah,
they weren't equally yoked, you know. And
yeah.
even in the other lady's situation, she said that there was a powerlessness, like a power struggle, so there's a power imbalance, there's a power imbalance, there's a powerlessness in a relationship, and that leads to anger, right? Like, why didn't I
100%.
know? Like, I feel betrayed, I feel cheated on. You had all this information and you've been doing all of this stuff behind my back, and I didn't know. I didn't have the power to decide to leave the relationship, to work on it. I was betrayed. There was a powerlessness, and that is disrespectful. Even any guy will tell you that if you withhold information that's critically important to make a decision from somebody, that is very disrespectful. So power imbalance, powerlessness, disrespected, and being having your power to choose removed from you because you didn't have all the facts. That sounds like some of the things that the ladies are going through in the process.
And I think obviously with that anger, like I was sharing with you in my personal experiences, sometimes when you're so overwhelmed with anger, you lose so much perspective, right? Because that emotion overwhelms your realistic ability to navigate things through life. So what happens is you're so clouded by that emotion that you're not realistic anymore, and and then it's like you battle to absorb the other information because you're just like, is that another lie? Is that another thing that you held from me? And then it's also that uncertainty of the things that you don't know, because if this has been withheld from me, like you said, I didn't have the power to decide if I wanted to go on this journey with you, if I wanted to engage in this activity of your unfaithfulness, and I think that's where some of the ladies said it turns to rage. Not that you want to behave that way. I mean, nobody wants to behave that way, but that feeling is so overwhelming that you sort of become out of control. And that's what we were just discussing this morning. What tools can these ladies use, to just rediscover the ability to manage the anger and work through the anger? Because remember, just packing it away is not going to solve anything. It's working through the pain, like you always say, working through the emotion. And that's where the healing comes. And a lot of us, I think we battle with that. I myself battle with that. It's easier to try and forget and put it away and drown ourselves with activities and responsibility. But ultimately, those emotions are going to come back at us. And that's where a lot of the ladies are just sharing tools. I think one lady said, she has a teddy bear and then she pulls out a little bit of his hair, like, this is for Kenneth, this is for Quivers, this is for this person, and I'm sure that little bear ends up being totally naked at the end of the process. But it's just a physical act of saying, I'm not going to let this anger eat away at me, and a lot of them shared some other funny suggestions, but it's just a physical act of saying, I'm not going to allow this to control my life. So, I would just like to encourage the ladies out there to find something, a tool that works for you. And there are so many that you can refer to.
She even said that she pulls out all the hair of the teddy bear and then it's a bear. A bear teddy bear. The teddy bear is bare. I mean, if you can pull the teddy bear's hair out, you can smash it against the wall as well. Maybe punch it in its gut. I'm just imagining stuff that will happen. So, so everyone always says respond and don't react. There's a big difference between response and reacting.
Huge.
That's very good. So reacting is something happens and I just do whatever and I react. I'm reacting mode. And usually there's fight, flight, or flee, that limbic system emotional response involved with that. But then responding would request me to think through how I'm going to act. It's not reaction, it's a response. But none of those two actions actually deals with the issue. It doesn't deal with the anger. So somebody's violated me, I feel angry. Feeling angry is normal. It's a normal human emotion. We all feel angry at times, especially if our boundaries have been violated, or if the thief comes through the window, or if you drive through a pothole. I mean, it's somebody that's taken something from you that wasn't theirs to take. Even the pothole would take something from me. It's expensive to buy tires. But that doesn't deal with the anger. If I have to respond to a situation all the time, I haven't dealt with that. That's that angry feeling inside of me. I haven't dealt with that. I need to do something to get that out. So whether that's plucking a hair out of the teddy bear's head, or smashing the teddy bear against the wall, or doing whatever, journaling. That's what we advocate in the program. We ask people to journal and to write their things down and to share it with other people in their battle stations and in the wild share groups, to talk it through, to process it, to think about the whole situation that's happened, to have other people validating to you that they would have also felt angry if they were in the same situation. If the shoe was on the other foot, then they would have also felt. That stuff just helps us to release the anger, to get rid of it, to shed it, to displace it, to move beyond that, and to decide how
Mm.
to deal with the situation the best possible way going forward. So yeah, that's very good. We had a phenomenal group. I'd like to invite any lady watching this
Mm.
process, or any guy, if you're a husband, you've got a porn addiction, it's time to man up and to reach out for help, to take the next
Mm.
best step, to become the best version of yourself. We're not saying that you have to go tell your wife everything immediately. I mean, that's just sometimes torture to do that. There's a right way
Yeah.
to disclose all of the information. Disclosure has to happen, but it has to happen the right way. But there's help available. The hand is open. Like we're going, there's a lot of people that have gone through this whole process that's becoming champions of their own recovery process. They're busy rising from the pit of their horrible experience and becoming the best version of themselves at the peak of their lives. And you can join this wonderful new movement. Tabitha, what we're doing is new. This is a new thing. This
100%.
doesn't exist. Have you ever seen anything
Mm.
like this? Even all the other organizations I started, nothing's been like this. This is a new
No,
thing.
nothing.
This isn't
And I
counseling.
think and I think the unique thing is that you know what, you come as you are, and that just reminds me like a lot of scripture. Come as you are. There's no there's no entry form. There's no criteria, just come as you are. That's what it is about.
Mm, very awesome. Anyways, I think we've had a phenomenal chat. Thanks, Tabitha. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule as well. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you at a later stage. And to all our viewers, there's 7 of them right now. There'll be lots more. These videos have like 5, 6, 7, 800 views. So please reach out if you need help or support, or even if you just want to chat with me. Generally speaking, I'm sort of a friendly guy, Tabitha. Is that right?
You
So, yeah.
underestimate yourself. You're
Okay.
phenomenal.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Tabitha. Have a nice day,
Thanks.
and have a
Have a
nice
great
week.
day,
I'll talk to
guys.
you later. Yes, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.